So Jay Cutler won his second Olympia title in 2007, defeating Víctor Martínez, who was considered by experts and fans to be at his best shape ever. Víctor presented the ultimate package of size and aesthetics against a less impressive Jay Cutler, who wasn't as sharp as he was in 2006. The front double biceps shows the width Víctor has in his chest and shoulders. His biceps look huge and aesthetic with that incredible peak, showing this amazing separation between the biceps and the triceps. The sweep of his high lats is wide and aesthetic, giving him a great V-taper. His waist is small and narrow, and his wheels are huge, separated and ripped. On the other hand, Jay looks more huge, but less defined and aesthetic, and his waist is not as narrow, yet his lats are still insanely wide and thick. Jay always had greatly conditioned wheels with visible striations even when he is not at his best. Overall, Víctor has the better arms in this pose with the better separation between the biceps and the triceps, and he is more aesthetic and balanced with wide shoulders and chest, and awesome V-taper and narrow waist. Víctor wins the front double biceps. Jay used to hit an impressive front lat spread, making use of his lats' width and thickness. Víctor might not be as huge nor as wide as Jay in this pose, yet his conditioning was second to none that year. Their wheels look huge, separated, and highly defined and conditioned. Overall, Jay wins the size in this pose, but Víctor definitely wins the balance and the aesthetic look. Considering the result of this contest, I believe judges preferred size over aesthetics. Now both hit a great side chest pose. They both have massive and highly striated and conditioned shoulders and chest. Both have amazing arms, but Víctor's arms in this pose look better separated and more aesthetic overall. The midsection is tight and the wheels look huge and conditioned, with Jay having great pump in his hamstrings and Víctor having awesome quads. Overall, it's a tough call to decide who would win this pose, but I personally would give it to Víctor, who was known for having a great rounded and highly conditioned chest in his prime, and it shows in this pose. Moreover, his package looks way more aesthetic than Jay's. Look at Víctor's complete and aesthetic triceps. Their shoulders, chest, and tight midsection all look impressive in this pose. Víctor's wheels are huge and highly conditioned, and his glutes are ripped and shredded, and we will come to see that in the back shots. Víctor had great triceps in his prime, and his overall aesthetics would give him the win in this pose. The back shot clearly shows the superior back Víctor had that year. You can't find any flow in his back overall. The insanely pumped traps, the rear shoulders which perfectly connect with his lats, the striations in his lats, and the way his lats perfectly connect with his lower back, his highly defined and striated glutes, his huge wheels and conditioned hamstrings. Jay had nothing over Víctor except sheer size in some poses. The back double biceps shows the sheer size Jay had over Víctor. His back was much wider and thicker, and his shoulders were almost double in size, but he definitely wasn't as aesthetic nor as conditioned or defined as Víctor was, especially in the lower section and the glutes area. Another back double biceps shot shows the superior lines Víctor had in his back overall. The Christmas tree in his lower back is visible, and his glutes and hamstrings look highly conditioned and striated, and his wheels are huge. He managed to combine size with aesthetics. Jay, on the other hand, is massive but less aesthetic and definitely not as conditioned or ripped as Víctor, especially in the lower back and the glutes area. Víctor would win this pose. Now both of them hit a great lat spread pose. Victor had high lats, so Jay's lats extend more towards his lower back. Jay might be wider and thicker, but Victor is more aesthetic and better conditioned. Just behold the Christmas tree in Victor's lower back in comparison to that of Jay. Victor's incredible traps show clearly in this pose. His glutes are more conditioned and ripped than those of Jay, and his wheels are as huge. Overall, I would give this pose to Victor, who successfully managed to combine highly conditioned size and aesthetics. The abs and thighs shows that Jay's abs are highly conditioned and ripped. His lats perfectly connect with his midsection, and his thighs look incredibly huge, separated, and conditioned with striations in the quads. Victor, on the other hand, shows highly aesthetic midsection with six-pack abs. His quads are highly separated and conditioned with striations in his quads. The lines and the separation in his arms between his pumped biceps and triceps is just insane. Now, not taking anything from Jay in this pose, but I would give it to Victor because he looks more aesthetic with his smaller waist. But that's just my opinion, and you may disagree because Jay hits a great pose in this shot. The most muscular shows the amazing package Victor had that year. His awesome traps and his ripped and striated rounded shoulders, his full rounded and striated chest, his incredibly huge and aesthetic arms, his ripped midsection, his huge separated and highly conditioned wheels. What else did he need to win the title? Not taking anything away from Jay in this pose, but his shoulders, chest, and arms are definitely not as impressive nor as aesthetic. Jay's midsection looks incredible though, and his wheels look huge, separated, and striated in the quads. Overall, an impressive pose for them both, but Victor, in my opinion, would still win. So in short, Jay definitely wasn't bad, but wasn't at his best either. Victor, on the other hand, brought an incredibly huge and highly conditioned aesthetic physique and truly deserved to win the title. After the competition, Ronnie Coleman, who was placed fourth, announced his retirement from professional bodybuilding. I've read somewhere that Ronnie that year predicted Victor to become the future Mr. Olympia, but I am not sure about that. Anyway, that was all for this video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching, and have a nice one.